In this video, I'll be covering how you can improve your YouTube video structure to convert and nurture more viewers into paying clients. So when it comes to structuring your videos, most agency owners and coaches believe they can just add a lot of valuable information, throw in maybe a random case study, and just call it a day. But there needs to be a heavier emphasis on your case study if you want to see any conversions from your YouTube channel. So what do I mean by this? So to quickly jump straight into this video, this is what the typical YouTube video looks like and what a lot of creators, agency owners, or coaches are typically doing for a 10 to 15 minute video. So in this video, what they normally would do is that they start off with a hook, which sometimes is of course mediocre, I would have to say, but of course that is a topic for a different video. And they quickly go into talking a little bit more about some case studies that they worked on themselves as a quick show of proof. Now they spend around 2 minutes talking about this and then jump straight into each point they want to raise in the video. I have 4 points here as just an example. And at the end of the video, they give a call to action, hopefully converting any of the viewers that is watching the video into possible paying clients. Now, this is a very classic structure for a video because it is quite easy to follow when recording, and it does not require a lot of effort to set up. It's mostly a structure that is often recommended by top experts in YouTube content creation, and especially for a lot of agency owners or coaches trying to get a lot more clients. But where this structure does fall short is in helping your viewers draw the connection between each point you raise to your actual case study. You see where the X is marked right here? This is the point where a lot of agency owners and coaches just completely drop the case study and move on. They just ignore the case study that they raised, they just throw it in there, like what I mentioned in my hook earlier, and they just continue on with talking about the points that they're raising. A lot of these coaches and agency owners don't reference it ever again throughout the video, and it's left pretty much untouched. And for the rest of the video, there are no connections ever being made to this case study that you raised earlier. And this is a huge problem. Why is it a huge problem? Well, because it's a huge mistake. Think about it like this. You're basically giving a lot of good proof to your viewers that, hey, you actually have the results that you generated. But if you're not explaining how you generated those results or showing exactly how each point you're raising generate those results, then what's the point of showing the proof in the first place? And that's what I mean, that this is a huge mistake that every agency owner and coach would make whenever they're creating a video with a case study in them. You have to understand that the inclusion of case studies isn't just a show or proof that you can deliver results and also demonstrate your knowledge within this field. The use of case studies is also meant to help your viewers in understanding how they can achieve a similar result, whether that be through your direct help or them trying it in their own time. And they really understand this by drawing connection from the points you raised in the case study example over back into the case study itself. And they understand this by drawing connections from the points you raised in the case study example. And if you're not helping your viewers draw that direct connection, what you'll probably notice is that the conversion rate for those types of videos, something like this, would be very, very low, especially if you were to include a case study. And if you're not helping your viewers draw that direct connection, what you'll probably notice is that the conversion rate for these videos that do include a case study would be very, very low. Now, alternatively, this is a structure that I recommend you to do instead of following the more generic structure that a lot of other creators recommend. So similar to the normal recommended structure, you'll be starting off your video with a hook and then jumping straight into a case study analysis. Or as a possible option that you can do, you can combine both into one, but that does depend on the video itself. But anyways, where this structure does differ is in the fact that for every point that you're raising in this video, you want to make a reference to the case study itself. So in other words, you want to explain to your viewers how these points that you're raising helped create the results shown in the case study earlier. So for example, in your point 1, you can first explain the concept you're trying to raise, and then you can go into as much detail as you want, as shown right here with the word explanation. But what you would need to do before you end off this point and move on to the next one is that you need to reference your case study from earlier. In other words, you want to explain to your viewers how this point right here helped create the results shown in the case study earlier, and that's what I'm trying to indicate with this arrow right down here. Now, to make that connection for your viewers, what you can show is either proof of that point being implemented into the case study, or you can give analytical proof of how this point drove the results found in the case study. And similarly, the structure can also be applied to the other points. But don't get me wrong, you don't have to always start off with an explanation first and talking about your point and then jumping into the case study. You can always mix up the structure of how or when you want to talk about your case study in each of your points. So as an example, in point 2, you can see that I'm trying to reference the case study first before actually hopping into into the explanation, or in point 3, I have put the case study reference in the middle of the explanation of the point, and then the explainer or the info parts of the point is being made through from the beginning of the point and at the end of the point. Now, it doesn't really matter where you put your case study in or when you talk about it in your point, but the most important thing you do have to remember is that you always want to make that connection back to the case study that you mentioned in the beginning. Also, another benefit of doing a structure like this is that it simultaneously helps connect all your points together. So for example, if point 2 requires point 1 to be completed first, you can show exactly how that is necessary in the case study, and you can just, make it very clear to the viewer as something like this. Or if point 4 ties all the other points together, you can demonstrate that at the end. Or if point 4 ties all of the other points together, you can demonstrate that as the end goal for the case study. Or as another example, if point 4 ties all the other points together, you can demonstrate that end goal through the case study itself. So essentially what I'm trying to say here is that talking about your case study in each point makes your video sounds more fulfilling and a lot more complete. And each point you raise will make more sense, and there is more weight to the importance of each of them. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised that a lot of agency owners and coaches don't do this, because not to trash on you guys, that was taught a completely wrong way, but this was pretty much taught to you guys back in high school when you're writing essays. Whenever you raise a specific concept or a talking point you want to discuss about, you always want to back that claim up with some sort of evidence. And as a conclusion, or to close that point, you want to tie everything you talked about into one single statement. And that's pretty much the exact same principle you want to have when creating your YouTube videos that do include case studies. For every point you raised, you need to make a direct connection to the results achieved in that case study. But with that being said, to put what I said into actual practice, because I'm also going to be using a case study to explain this, I'll be sharing a case study of mine to show you exactly what I mean here. So this is Sam. He is one of my best examples of how you can apply a case study to your video. So we made this video for Sam about getting rank 1 with this local SEO setup, and the whole purpose of this video was to center all the points he wanted to raise about on getting rank 1 with Google. And the whole purpose of this video was to center all the points he wanted to raise about getting rank 1 on Google with a case study. So in the beginning of this video, Sam opened up with a hook talking about his client George and how he was struggling to get clients from local SEO and wasn't really ranking at all on Google. After that, Sam then went on to talk about how he went in and helped his business through local SEO magic, and now George is making upwards of more than 60K a month. And that's exactly what Sam said in the hook of his video. Now, the benefit of doing a hook like this is to set up some sort of storytelling element. And that's why I said earlier, you can try mixing both the hook and case study overview together, since you can set up your own client as the point of interest throughout your video and position them as the hero that is looking for a mentor to help train them and getting the results that they wanted. And I want you to take note of this, because for the rest of the video, for each point Sam raised, Sam made sure to always refer back to George's business and experience. As an example, in the Google business profile section of the video, Sam showed proof to his viewers on the GVP setup that got Greg rank 1 and what his analytics actually look like because of it. And when it comes to the website optimization section of the video, Sam explains that there are 5 key pages that every business should have on their website if they want to guarantee the fact that they can rank on Google. And here is an image example of when Sam actually said this in George's case study. And in the actual video, Sam actually brings up the service tab right here. So anyone that is searching about any service related to woodwork would always find George's business. And finally, when talking about building authority, Sam explains his point of knowing what keywords to hit and knowing what people are searching for about your business. And through that point, he uses the search results analysis of George's business to demonstrate how you should be building authority through the talking points that people are raising when searching about woodwork, or how do you act, or someone as a specialist to build wooden furnitures. I think that's what George's business is all about. But anyways, through this repetitive application of referring back to George's business, Sam was able to create a video that not only draws in nurtured viewership, but also helps him convert a lot of prospects that were stuck within his own sales funnel. So for context, Sam sent this video out to a bunch of prospects that he was still in contact with, but they just needed some objection handling and some negotiations, because that's just how the sales process goes. But after sending this video to a bunch of these prospects, Sam managed to get 2 firms I believe so, one who is a large local company in Oregon and another woodworker from SoCal to watch this video, and they really liked it. And what ended up happening is that both of these firms converted over to Sam's YouTube channel and continued to watch the other videos that was up there. And what would have been a 3 to 6 month long sales process closed as instant deals for Sam. And this is exactly what he had to say in this video where I talked a little bit more about Sam's experience. And Sam was able to close these clients so easily because of all the case study application that was done in this video. By the way, if you wanted to hear more about Sam's experience and what he had to say when it comes to creating content that nurtures existing prospects, you should definitely check out this video that I've uploaded on my YouTube channel titled "As I Found a Better Way to Nurture Your Cold Prospects." But anyways, this is the structure I would recommend any agency owner or coach take on if they were to use case studies for their videos. Using a structure like this can significantly help the viewer draw direct connections between each point to the case study, helps bring a lot more importance and weight to the points you're raising about, and it also assists in connecting each point together to make the video feel a lot more complete. Now, of course, there is a downside to doing a structure like this. And that downside being is that this definitely takes a longer time to create this structure for your YouTube video. You have to create a lot more additional points to connect each concept to the case studies. And to be honest, as an agency owner or coach, you might not even have the time to do that yourself. So if that is you, which I assume it would be, then you should definitely click the first link in this video's description. If you book a call with me, we can go over on how to improve your current set of videos to help show off your case studies and convert more of your viewers into paying clients, of course. But other than that, you should definitely be talking more about your case studies in your videos and connecting every point together. Because if you do that, I know that you can definitely go kill it on YouTube.